From all of vintage football, there's this, there are these cards which they sort of transcend the sport. They represent those premier investment pieces for all trading cards. And certainly from the 1970s, the one name that we think rises to the top undoubtedly is Walter Payton. I think, from the vintage realm, you have a series of guys with the Bart Starrs and the Joe Namaths. And from that semi-modern realm, you've got the Staubach and Bradshaw, Payton, up into Montana and Rice. For us, Walter Payton, he's got to be right there with Montana and Rice. And then when we sort of like mirror that brand compared to the prices of, say, Jerry Rice and like what his 10s have been selling for, and then you compare like how scarce this is relative to those issues, this is one of the most undervalued and important investment pieces that we see from all of vintage football. I cannot wrap my brain around how an 86 Fleer Jordan 10 is, $70, $80, $100,000, for which there are 300 of those, whereas Walter Payton, also a Chicago immortal like Jordan, how this is, valued at, pennies on the dollar of that. I think the world is going to mature. The market is going to mature. In addition to this one being a PSA 10, it's also about the best 10 that we've ever sold. It's a recipient of our above average designation. We've never stickered a 10 before. This is the first. I encourage people to zoom in and look at the high-res images. This is as good as this card really ever looks. It's absolutely stunning. Centering, cleanliness, print, everything is immaculate. This is just, if you're waiting around for the best of the best, this one really checks all the boxes. Scan around the periphery here, but there's very little to show in ways of wear. Card is just perfectly preserved, perfectly manufactured. There's just a couple itsy bitsy little spots of excess print and maybe just a micro touch to one corner or two. But all told, this is as good as I think a PSA 10 is really ever going to look, and far superior to many other copies. Even the back is well centered. It's clean. We love this card. Fully worthy of the lofty grade and then some. If PSA had an 11 grade, this would definitely be a candidate. Just stunning. So delighted to feature this card. Not only is it just an important investment piece, Walter Payton rookie in a 10, but this might be one of the top 2 or 3 PSA 10s in the world. I'd love to see this stacked up against any other that exists. I think it would fare quite well.